Let's do this.
I mean, why are you here? There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes, I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
Yeah, I mean, that sense of justice thing, you know what I mean? Like, to a certain level is over the top as that may seem, it kind of fits.
Being selfless in their actions, wanting to protect other people at the cost of their own life.
He cares about other people more than himself, or herself, or themselves, I should say.
Also just willing to help people.
They probably also have a lot of qualities that we want to embody ourselves.
Someone who doesn't shy away in the face of danger, someone who makes difficult decisions.
Yeah, always thinking about like others before themselves and willing to honestly just save like, you know, who's in need.
Comic book heroes like Batman, even Superman to some extent, they all have faults, and I think part of the stories, especially more recent stories, is them sort of trying to face and overcome those faults.
It's definitely like that whole, what everyone says, like that modern myth telling, where even though we can't relate to being able to lift a giant hammer and call down thunder, those feelings that you get reading those myths, you can emotionally apply to yourself and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's a hero, right?
Yeah, I don't know, that's a hero. He basically raises my internal standard. So, that's, you know, we all have to have our standards. The first memory of superheroes would be like Christopher Reeve's Superman.
It's cliche, but it was probably Superman.
You will not know before me, Jarrell!
I'm still really big into X-Men. I love them.
Probably those old 1960s Spider-Man cartoons.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Old Spider-Man cartoons like the 90s one.
The Justice League, when I was a kid.
Sitting in my house in Sri Lanka, watching basically Batman the Animated Series.
Justice will be served, Joker.
Service with a smile!
Watched it, loved it, and I think from there it's basically been an exploratory of all superheroes.
My dad's a hero of mine, you know.
I wasn't born here, I was born in Romania actually, so my parents made a huge sacrifice to move here.
But my dad also was in electrical engineering, and he had to do that program when I was a kid, when I was a baby. So just to think that like, he had to do, you know, all this work, all this studying, and had to raise a kid, it's like daunting to me.
Life is not as easy as you thought it was when you were a kid. So looking up to people like parents, teachers, even people I work with.
Any superpower, oh boy.
Time travel. Do the whole, hey little Katie, things are gonna be okay. I think that would be the best one. It's better than being super fast.
I'm so lame and I just want Flash's powers. I just want super speed.
I'd have the power to travel between realities.
Start with flying. That's an easy one.
Love to be able to fly.
Flying is really cool.
If I could just fly. You know? Just take a break on a cloud.
Yeah, I still want to be exactly Nightcrawler. Like, I'm totally okay. Teleportation.
Maybe teleportation.
Appear anywhere, manifest, really freak someone out.
But for me, honestly, it would be the ability to read minds.
The intelligence of like a Tony Stark or a Batman.
You know, superheroes definitely fit that bill where they are bigger than life, they're bigger than our comprehension.
For beyond just the fun of getting to read about it and see movies and stuff like that. And also it's just escapism, which can't be understated.
It's for the escapism of it.
Can help you escape.
Escapism is always what will have to be said right away, and then I'll throw it away because it's already been used. I mean, they're super fantastic, they're engaging.
It's relatability, but it's also in terms of like the stories that are told with them and what the character goes through.
At least nowadays, a lot of people don't feel like they're powerful enough to make a difference in the world, and seeing these superheroes do it kind of gives them motivation.
Having something like a superhero or a figure to look up to really gives you sort of moral compass.
Growing up, there's no way I'm going to steal anything because I like Batman way too much for that, you know what I mean?
I just think For me, Luke Skywalker is sort of the perfect hero. He sort of came from nowhere and basically saved the galaxy. So I mean, how more heroic can you be than that?
X-Men wise would be Kurt Wagner.
I keep going back to probably Spider-Man.
I guess Spider-Man would be, Spider-Man, Batman have always been my two favorites.
I mean, Batman's always, that doesn't need to be said, right? Batman's everybody's favorite superhero.
It's surprising, but I go with Nightwing. Yeah, it's weird, huh? I really like the flaws of the character.
The current Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, mostly because she's a Muslim superhero, but also because if you actually read that comic, it's about her growing up in sort of the Western world and as a Muslim and having a Muslim family living in New Jersey. And I can definitely relate to that. I know people just like her, and it's so like, it's so striking to me. It's like, wow, like I know a person just like her and what she's going through and what, you know, her world is like, and it's almost like you took reality and you put it on page. So for me, minus the superhero aspect.
It was good to see a powerful female, like kind of fighting alongside these really strong, like other superheroes. Like she had her own strengths. She was never a damsel in distress. She always held herself up with the same with everyone else, and I really, really liked that.
I think that's what keeps us coming back, is we fall in love with these characters.
No matter like who your hero is, like, you know, if they're important to you, don't give that up.
There's so much to enjoy in like the whole comic book medium, so it's a wonderful thing, you know? So don't be ashamed of yourselves, enjoy those comics.
I try to be a hero in my everyday life by switching off lights when I leave rooms and not robbing banks.
I mean, I try to be a good person, but I would definitely not label myself a hero. I don't think anybody would.
You know, if I do heroic things, it's just because I have to do that.
I work in healthcare, so I'm not a hero, but at least I try to do something to help somebody.
This is a deep question because of just the course of my life over the last, say, 2 years. But I've made some choices that are not the easy choice, and I have somehow stuck to a moral compass that I think has been stuck to me since I was very young. Also, I struggle with a lot of setbacks in life, some of which are physical health and chronic disease. And I think that, I mean, people say, oh, you're so positive, you're so positive. You don't really have any other choice. So to say it's heroic, I guess it is, but just like, you know, Superman, who's destined to be a hero, he has no other choice. Like, Superman's not going to give up. He's just not. That's not how the story goes. And I guess that is similar for me. Like, I'm not just going to throw in the towel and sit on the couch and for the rest of my life and watch crappy TV. It's just not it. That's Sunday only.
Go hard, open hot, be as big as you can, and then deal with it later. Or don't deal with it at all. Who cares, you know?